What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to a new review. For today I have possibly the best smartwatch available on the market. This one is called the Amazfit Pace and it costs somewhere around $100, but for that price we get some great features. So one of the most important features, at least for myself, it's the great battery life. So you can go for about 7 days without charging the watch, and that's great and unusual for smartwatches these days. Now, of course, it really depends how you use the watch, because if you use the GPS a lot, if you use the continuous heart rate monitoring and so on, you're not gonna be able to get 7 days, but you will still get around 2 to 3 days. The second very important feature would be the ability to see the screen outdoors, so in direct sunlight. So the more sunlight you have, the better you can actually see the screen. So the watch has a 1.34 inches transflective display that basically reflects light. So the more light hits the display, the better you can see it. Now, if you're indoors or somewhere where there isn't as much light, you won't be able to see the display that well. However, we do have a backlight built in, so whenever you turn the hand towards you, so basically the watch towards you, the display will light up and you'll be able to see it. This is also a touchscreen, but the touchscreen is actually locked most of the time. Now, to unlock the touchscreen, you either double tap the screen or you press that button on the side of the watch. Now, the touchscreen sensitivity isn't the best, so you may find yourself touching the screen twice to actually select something. So those two are the most important features for myself. However, there is more to this watch than that. So first of all, the watch has a built-in GPS unit. That's also very important for any activities that you do, like running, biking, walking and so on. So the watch doesn't have to rely on the phone. So it doesn't have to be connected to the phone in order to measure your distance, your speed and so on. But keep in mind that it may take the watch around 30 seconds to find your location at the beginning of each activity. So you may have to sit around waiting for the GPS to find your location, and that could be annoying sometimes. The next important feature will be the IP67 certification. That means that the watch is waterproof, so you can take it swimming, you can take it in the shower, you can wash dishes with it or anything like that. So definitely an important feature. Now we are gonna leave those features aside and I want to talk about the watch itself. So the watch looks good, but not as good as a real watch, if you know what I mean. It looks much better than other smartwatches on the market, but again, not as a real watch. The watch's body is made out of ceramic, and that means that it's kind of scratch resistant, and the glass covering the screen is also some type of scratch resistant glass, so the watch will look like new for a longer period of time. The back of the watch is made out of plastic, and on the back there we have the heart rate monitor and also the connectors for the charger. But for this watch, those connectors aren't just used for charging. You can actually connect this watch to your computer. So why is that important? Well, first of all, the watch has 4 gigs of storage and you can actually store music onto the watch. So the watch has Bluetooth connectivity as well, and you can connect Bluetooth headphones right to the watch. So you can just go running, have your Bluetooth headphones, and you don't need your smartphone with you. You can also install new watch faces for this watch by connecting this to the computer. So all you have to do is drag and drop those new watch faces that you downloaded right onto the watch, and then you can just use them right from the watch. So that's simple. And I also love the fact that the charger attaches securely to the back of the watch and it's not gonna fall whenever you lift up the watch, as you've seen for other smartwatches in the past. So you can actually use the smartwatch whenever you're charging it, which is great. Aside from that, those rubber bands that hold the watch onto your wrist can also be replaced. So if you want to change them with something made out of metal or leather to make the watch look cooler, well, you can definitely do that, and it's very, very simple to do so. So aside from using this as a regular watch, so you can just check the time, the pedometer and the heart rate, you can also select different activities. So you can choose to run, you can choose to walk, you can run indoors, bike indoors and so on. And the watch will use the GPS or not depending on the setting and whatever activity you are doing. Now, while you're doing that activity, the watch will track your heart rate and a whole bunch of other information and will display that right onto the screen. So you can easily see that. Now, at the end of the activity, the watch will compile all the information and you can see all that at the end of your activity. You can also customize what you'd like to see while you're doing whatever activity that you chose earlier. So if you want to see the kilometers or your heart rate, you can definitely customize that as well. The watch can also be used without the smartphone, so you can go running, you can go walking or whatever, and the watch doesn't have to be connected to your smartphone. However, when you get back home and the watch connects to your phone, it will sync all that information to the phone. So the app used for this device, it's called the Amazfit watch. However, I believe that you can actually use other apps with this watch as well. So once connected, the watch can basically send all the information to the app and you can see everything about each activity that you did. So because this has GPS, you can also see where you've been, how long it took you, the pace, the speed and so on, and you can see all that right onto the app. As I mentioned earlier, this can also monitor your heart rate continuously, but you can turn that on or off depending on what you're doing. Like if you're gonna leave the watch down for a couple of hours, you definitely don't need that going, so you can just turn that on or off. As for notifications, well, the app can push all the notifications right onto your watch. However, you cannot access any of those notifications, so you can't really go and reply to text messages or WhatsApp messages or whatever. So you basically just see the message onto the watch. Now, if you get two messages from the same app, so let's say you get two messages from two WhatsApp contacts, you can't really see any of them. You're just gonna see that you have two messages there, but you can't actually read them. So the notifications, like most smartwatches, are kind of useless. Personally, I had all the notifications turned off just because I don't like my watch vibrating every 2 to 3 minutes whenever I get a new notification, and that also saves battery life, and that's important because I don't really want to charge my watch every single day. And it's time to conclude this video. So first of all, I love the fact that I can see the screen on this watch whenever I'm outside, and the brighter it is outside, the better I can see the screen. And that's not something that we see for too many other smartwatches, and I wish that more manufacturers would do that because this is definitely a useful feature. Another thing I love about the watch is the fact that I don't have to charge it every day, so I can go for almost a week or more depending on how I use the watch without actually charging it, and that's also amazing. The notifications could have been improved, and I wish we would have had some type of voice commands because that would have made the watch even more useful. But even like this, for the price, I think it offers amazing value. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.